Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. The Owl House Season 3, Episode 2 for the future. I do little mini reviews over on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I also like to reflect and I'll let people comment and I read what they have to say. And I kind of, look over it. Where was I too harsh? Was I too easy? Did I like the wrong things? What are people talking about? The consensus seems to be that nobody liked this episode. Or at least the main plot was like the whole school thing. Like everyone hated that because you only got 2 more stories to tell. And they want to tell this story. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. It makes no sense. There is no stakes. There's nothing. Who cares how the schools run? Yeah, I don't know. It's like they're like little bastion of survival, but it's like a Lord of the Flies situation. It's really, really dumb. People just like me, they like the emotional moments. There's the heartfelt moments, with Luce and her mom, between Willow and Hunter, which are really, really nice. I really like those things. They're very cute together. But overall, it's those little moments could have fit anywhere. They didn't have to be in this really stupid storyline about, oh, Basha's running the school like a bitch. Who cares? It's so stupid. We jump in, where we left off, but on the other side of, remember when King said goodbye to Luz, she went to the human realm and now he's stuck on the demon side. The collector's like, oh, cool, King, you're a new best friend. I'll tell you about this game we're going to play. Hootie and Lilith try to help, but the collector's just, he is beyond powerful. They couldn't, even if they had all their magic, I don't think they could fight him. He's very, the connections to Bill Cipher are just a little bit nicer than him, where he was full on psychotic. This is just a spoiled little kid. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, but he doesn't care if he does. While Bill didn't care about life, he knows it's hurting people but doesn't care. I don't think the collector even has a full understanding of what they're doing because they are very childlike, but they get their butts kicked. I like how he built his castle. Looks like a crown above the Titan's head. I thought that was cool. The symbolism of that, I thought it was pretty awesome. But him and King are going to be best good friends and teach me how to play this Owl House game. We get to Ida again. I wish the whole show was about her. Ida and Rain. She lost her hand to stop the draining spell, but the draining spell stopped anyway, so she lost her hand for nothing. Am I wrong? In the comments below, am I wrong in that way of thinking? Because everyone else lived, so get her hand chopped off for nothing. Well, that kind of sucks. I'm sure there's some type of regeneration spell they can get their hands on or whatever. Haha, pun intended. But she goes full. I like how they don't talk. They kind of look at each other, and she looks like King. Oh man, King's getting captured. She turns into her giant owl form, and I'm going to go attack him. Super cool. I like how everyone looks at her exactly like this. Like that. Oh, damn. It's a good design, and she's a beautiful woman, and hooray. She can't do nothing. She can't fight him. I guess everything's being changed. It's becoming this technicolored happy land. I don't really like that. But all these little moons and stars, it reminded me of Kirby. The little star that he rides? Anyway, it's crashing and stuff, and everyone's posting it on Witchstagram or Hextagram. Oh, gee, look at all this stuff that's happening. Ida attacks, but she can't do anything to him. He's just that powerful. You can't do nothing to this guy. Even the title changes and looks all silly. He turns all pink and yellow. We get back to the crew. They get through the portal. But remember that world between worlds? That one where Luce was there and she was able to go into the human realm, but through mirrors and glass, that little green goopy area. She hears a voice and we see something. I mean, this is what what it looked like. It's just this little yellow guy. I thought when I first saw this, I thought it was King, a projection. Remember, he was able to kind of astral project himself while he was sleeping. But I don't know what this is. It looks like a little dude with wings. Weird. She comes through. She's like, oh, we thought you got lost, Luce, because you took so long. She's like, oh, no, I thought I hurt someone, or maybe it's just, my head. But they're all worried. Okay, we're here now. We have to find our families. We don't know what, because it's been 3 months. They could all be dead. The world, could be turned flip side inside out. It's sad because they see this little red bird, and then of course that makes Hunter think of Flapjack, but Flapjack's down. And Willow's like the glue. She's the mom of the kids, even though they literally have a mom with them now. But Willow is the mom, the den mother of the little ones, because everyone else has all their problems, and she's kind of the people that keep people together. And this is another like side story. This should have been its own story, but they have no more episodes, so they decided just to ram it in there, where the people who take care of everyone, who takes care of them. So Willow doesn't have anyone to take care of her because she's too busy taking care of everyone else. Of course, the mom's having all the, what do you call it? Culture shock. She doesn't know anything about the demon world, so everything's crazy and weird to her. She, they see the big bones, the Titan bones. She's like, oh my God, what's that? Like, oh no, that's normal, but everything else is not normal. Like everything's in this weird coloring, and it's just like a little kid's world. So they're like, well, let's get down to Bonesboro and let's see if we can see if there's anyone alive or anything or what's going on. Get back to, this is again, a very interesting point. I like this little storytelling here. The Emperor, we see Belos, and he's like in his goopy monster form, and he's like falling apart. So he needs a new body. He sees like the ghost of his brother. So is this just in his head? Is he like crazy, like schizophrenic, and he's seeing things that aren't there? Or are these like actual spirits? It's weird. There's also like a knife over his head. Is that because he killed his brother, or is that like he was murdered? But like the symbolism of that, really cool. I like it. I don't know if it actually explains exactly what he's seeing, but it's like a judgmental eye. Like he even said, "Oh, I try to save you, brother," but he just has that look on him, like a judging look. I thought that's really cool. It shows like he's an actual crazy person. They get down to Bonesboro and they get to the owl house, and it's all empty. There's no one there because it's been cleared out. And everyone's trying to, they're sitting around and trying to like take in everything. And of course, Willow's helping everyone. And I do like how Camilla is like, hey, Willow, how are you doing? You always seem to be there for everyone, and I love you for it. But what's going on with you? Oh no, I'm the glue. I'm the one who keeps everyone together. I'm doing fine. She walks off, but you can tell that's not. This is a very stressful situation. Of course, she's missing her dad. Some people told me that in the comments that Gus has one dad. We don't know if he had a mom or not, but it's Willow that had the two dads. For some reason, I really honestly thought Gus had two dads. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I just mixed that up. But it's her. She misses her father's, but she's not going to admit that she's weak or admit that she's scared because she needs to be strong for everyone else, which is a good lesson, but it's just mishmashed into this episode that has like 1,000 things going on. I think it was super sweet that, Luce is laying in Ida's old bed, like with her little Palsman egg. And it's like, oh, it's her little nest. And, she hasn't seen her in months. She's not here. And it just feels like, oh man, what's going on? We learn how Amity got her Palsman. She just like thought about being a good witch and like maybe being a writer. And then like her cat popped out. It's really dumb. I mean, not everything has to be fantastical. It kind of reminds me of My Little Pony. Like, how did you get your cutie mark? It's such like a mundane, stupid thing in my mind. I just think, okay, whatever. I was under the impression that you carved your Palsman. I didn't know you carved an egg and then the egg became the thing. I thought you just carved it. I don't know if I got a misunderstanding there, but so she's like waiting for her little thing to hatch, and she knows like, what do you really want? She, of course she wants to be a good witch. She wants to protect her friends, but it's not enough. It's like, what do you truly want? Which is nice. She sees a picture of them together, and it's like one of those embarrassing JCPenney pictures. Absolutely hilarious. I love it. Hunter, she's like, oh man, are we ever going to see Edie again? There's Edie and King. Like 1 second later. Oh, I saw him on that shooting star. We need to go get them. They're going to try to give chase or whatever. And they're like, how are we going to catch up? Oh, we can use our Palsmans as like brooms. The mom's like, holy crap. She gets on there. She's totally freaking out because, she's never flown like that before. We see that Hunter is very like, we have to get Belos. We need to figure this out. What's going on? We got to do this. He's trying too hard because you have no idea what's going on. Because you have two problems. You got the collector, which seems to be the more serious problem. Yeah, things were awful around Belos. And then, of course, the draining spell can't work anymore because like the sun, the moon is not there anymore. So you have a totalitarian government or someone who literally turned everyone into puppets, like actual toys. I guess I take the totalitarian government. I mean, I guess it's a little bad, but at least you were able to like live your life, right? Everything's like hunting them down, like, little sparkle clouds, and everything's like silly because that's how the collector does things. But yeah, everything's, kind of like set up like a game because everyone looks like a puppet, like they're pawns, like on a game board or something. Then they see like, oh, it looks like Ida, like the owl beast, but it's just all like a game. They're like, oh, we're gonna help. No, stay back. And then you see the collector shows up with King. Oh, don't worry, citizens, I'm here to save the day. So he's just playing. Like they're doing like make-believe games. Oh, here's a light spell, and then that beats Ida. But it's not Ida, it's that Terra Floral lady. And I like how she has like a little gut. Even though she's skinny, she still has like a little gut. That's hilarious. But she's trying to be Ida, and she's not very good at acting like Ida. And then, the collector's like, you need to be more like Ida. And I don't like this. I don't like this wink, wink, nod, nod to the audience. She needs to be cool, like a cool aunt. No, that's how everyone explains Ida, like in the fandom, because that's how she is. But to hear characters in the show use the same kind of language that the fandom uses, I don't like it. I don't think it's a nod to the audience. It just seems it's immersion breaking for me because there's a line between the show and the fan. The fans really shouldn't dictate your storyline. And that seems to be happening. That happens in a lot of modern media where, oh, the fans like this ship. Oh, we're going to make that a thing. I don't know. Tell your story. And if it's something that the fans don't like, well, stick to your guns and tell your story. But we have, the collector just saying everything we're saying. He doesn't like her. We need to get the real Ida. But King's like, oh, you can't. She stole the owl beast. Her curse. She's not, you can't. She stole a monster. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Okay, whatever. This kid believes everything. Just like a little kid, how you can trick a little kid into almost anything. You can get little kids to believe anything. I'll be your best friend. That seems to work on this guy. Because he's like 9 years old. Mentally. I don't know. They describe him as an immortal being, but are they all children? Like the collector species, are they all children or do they actually grow like, or mature? I'm sure he could just make himself older or just this is how he wants to appear. I don't know. I doubt they ever explain it. But they're on the way back to the castle because, we're going to take everyone back home. So this game's over. It's just, and everyone's like, whoa, damn, what the hell was that? And then even like it looked like a game. But the game of the Owl House is just King talking about their little adventures they went on. That's from the episode where the Owl Beast went kind of crazy and King used her to like scare those kids at the playground. And this is like his version of that story, but the collector gets to be the hero in it. Kind of weird, like the collector is Luce in the story, where Luce is like the good guy. Now it's the collector. That's kind of odd, but I guess for like a little kid, it is what it is. They're gonna make their way back to the school. That's where everyone was kind of hiding. Like they're hiding at the school. Bump was doing his best to protect everyone. It was going all right. I guess the collector sends out these sentry bots, like drones. And if they catch you, they turn you into one of the playmate thingies and they take you away. But they've been hiding in the school. Everything's been going okay. And this is what happened during the eclipse. Draining spell starts going off. Of course, Bump's dying because he actually has a coven mark. But then it went away and everyone's like, oh, well, I guess it's fine. But then that's when all these like star guys show up and they start snatching people. I do like how they were able to fight them off a little bit. But we see Basha, she loses her whole team. She loses both of her sidekicks, so it's just Basha by herself. So she's going through some stuff. They kind of explore that. But again, it should have been its own episode. It should have been its own thing. But it just got mishmashed, just like the Willow storyline. It's just jammed in there. But we see Bartholomew. He's like, oh, I'm the cool guy now. Like he's like this, like trying to be handsomely roguish. Like he has like a beard, but it's not real. He's still a little kid. But they make their way in there. I absolutely love this girl. I don't know her name, but I just love her design. I like the gray hair. It just complements her. I think it's a cool design. I've always liked her. And she's not really a bad guy. She was kind of complacent in Bosch's stuff, but she kind of became a good guy, especially when they were doing the flower derby thing. I like her. She's cool. But then they start walking around the school, and it's like Lord of the Flies. The kids are running the inmates are running the asylum. Everyone's going nutty crazy. Everyone's doing what they want. The kindergartners are attacking people, and it's just chaos, like full-blown chaos. There's no older kids. Are Amity's brother and sister the only two older kids that don't have coven marks? Because it seems like everyone is like 11 years old and younger, and they're like the older ones. They're older teens. And this is where I find I'm very miffed about the ages. Because if Amity is like 16 years old, that would make her brother and sister at the very least 17 if they're born like 1 year apart, which totally does not look like they are. They look like they're at least 4 or 5 years older, so they're like in their 20s. It's weird. Unless Amity's like 13, then the older brother and sister should be 16, 17, whatever. But they seem to be the only adults or close to adults, but everyone is just freaking out. Like they're just running around like crazy little kids. Amity's brother got like injured. It's really sweet that they got to meet again. Like, oh, Mittens, here you are, big family hug. I love it. It's great. She got to meet, especially everything went down with their mom and dad. Like how they were like, basically divorced now. I don't think they ever got married. They were just like living together. Everything's a little too silly. A lot of silly things happen. Oh, you're eating paper clips? What the hell? Who cares? This is stupid. Why are we worried about this? Meanwhile, Bellows is looking for another Grimwalker body. I guess he grows them, tries to get into one. It doesn't work. I guess it doesn't take, or it just gives him enough energy to kind of keep moving on a little bit. Get back to the Collector, and of course King's like, yeah, that's a fun game, Collector, and he's trying to like get him to like, not be so crazy, but he has all the power in the universe, and just by one mood swing, he could just end everything. So you have to be very cautious around him. There's an episode of Twilight Zone where a little kid has powers beyond all belief, and everyone just kind of placate to the little kid because he'll just send you to the cornfields, basically just get rid of you. There's the original episode, and there's the episode that's in the Twilight Zone movie, which is like freaky scary. There's like a scary bunny rabbit, like cartoon thing. Absolutely one of the scariest things I've ever seen when I was a child. Anyways, very similar. That all-powerful child who can, if they're mad at you, they just get rid of you. And there's nothing you can do about it. So he's trying to play like, hey, come on, blah, blah, blah. I guess Amity's mom is like the surrogate mom here. And the Collector's like, oh, go take these extra dummies back to the playroom or whatever. He could just teleport them there, right? He can just think it and it happens. Like there's weird things like why you have servants at all? She's like, oh, come on, Collector, we can rebuild the bowling alley. I was like, no, I just want to play games. Screw you, old lady. So he kept her around, but she's trying to manipulate him into like, oh, let's rebuild this world. But he has no interest in that. He just wants to play games. Super funny that. And then she's trying to like, play how she would play the Emperor. Oh, let's do this, do that. Ooh, I could be your number 2. Oh, I could take care of this. But he doesn't care. His only friend in his mind is King, and no one else can be his friend. Oh, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. He has his own little separate like realm where he sleeps. And he's like, oh, read me a bedtime story. I did think it was pretty cool. His planet's like King Kai's planet, and it's like really small. The book opens up, and he's like, oh, read me this bedtime story. And it gets about the Collector's race or species. Is this the only backstory we get for the Collectors? This like one sentence. I guess they're supposed to be the keepers of things, like, so nothing ever truly gets lost. I guess like conservationists in a weird way, right? Like they make sure things stay around and they don't get destroyed. But there's this little passage here. But should they meddle in our affairs, we'll clean the planet and scorch the air. So basically kill everything. So these Collectors are supposed to be on the outside. They're supposed to be doing their thing, collecting, all living life and plants and just everything, just kind of keeping tabs on everything. But I guess if people start messing with them, they're supposed to like just cleanse the earth, just kill everything. Like that's kind of weird. And as King was getting to that part, he's like, no, read the how I fixed it. Then it says, but playing is more fun. Make friends instead, and others stink. Boo. So this Collector, this kid, changed that. Like he doesn't want to destroy the earth. He still just wants to have fun and stuff. But what happened to the other Collectors? Obviously, did they all get captured or killed by the Titans? Because Titan magic can hurt them. So I guess his little yell scream can actually hurt this guy. But he's so all powerful. I mean, King can only do one thing. Scream. But so is that all the backstory we get? That's it? I'm sure there was supposed to be more, but how about you take out the Lord of the Flies stupid high school bull crap and just give us more Collector story? It's nice to know Willow can learn to like trust other people. That's nice and all, but we're right at the end. Let's have really cool information, not just that. But he reads in the story, he goes to bed, and then, King's like, oh geez, I gotta figure something out. Get back to the storyline of the school. And Bosch is sitting on the throne. She's like the queen of the school. She has 2 little buddies. I'm like, who the hell are these people? It looks like, remember My Life as a Teenage Robot? The mom? She kind of looks like that, but with round flat hair instead of pokey hair. She has the goggles and everything. And she's like, oh, you can't speak the Queen Basha that way. It's very, what do I want to say? It's very, warm tongue. Lord of the Rings, you speak to me and then I'll speak to the king. And that's kind of how it's like going down. But he was like, who the hell are you? Oh, we were just traveling when all this stuff happens. It's me and my little sister. And it's like a big giant lady. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm an idiot. I didn't get it. Like when the reveal happens, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I didn't get it. They're like, oh, I'm going to keep running things the way I want to. And she's just being a bitch. And then I'm thinking, who gives a about any of this? I'd be like, okay, crew, we're out of here. Who cares? Obviously, she's gonna do what she wants. We have bigger eggs to fry. This is so not important right now. But they're like, oh, we gotta fix this. But why? Again, like I said, there's so many more important things happening right now. Amity's mom is like, this stupid thing. I don't want to put all this crap away. Oh, it's so dumb. And I guess King's gonna go see Ida, and Ida's pretending to be one of the puppets, and he has all the main coven. Heads of the covens, they're like standing guard, and there's like a magical line that she can't pass. I'm like, oh, okay. So she's been hiding out. We see, look, Lilith has her red hair back. It's so cute. I love it. And they both have super short hair. So they look like both like crazy old ladies. I love it. Of course, they look absolutely gorgeous with their long hair. Short hair, don't like it as much, but they're still very pretty ladies. I love them both. King brings back Hootie, and of course, like, oh my God, Lucifer, can you speak to me? He's like, oh, he's just, he's still like in his puppet form. But like her tears can kind of bring him back to life. Like,
sequestered in a darkness like unto death, the dulcet tones of an angel wakes me. Be it you, Lulu!
It be!
Is that a thing? Like it's like the power of love, right? But King's like, man, we gotta, Ida, you gotta stop pushing your limits. He doesn't even know you're back to normal. I've been lying to him, but we got to solve this, because playing this game, we've been doing it for months now, and it's just, we seem like we're biding our time before he just says F it and just gets rid of everything, because there's nothing we can do to stop it. Back to the school storyline. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so stupid, because they had a secret meeting room where they're trying to figure things out, and it's where they were taking the photos. Remember the memory photos? And he's like, yeah, we're actually trying to like run the school right, but then Basha won't let us. And like, oh, that's so interesting. And then Willow kind of sees the pictures, because she was in that class of her dad's and everything, and she's starting to feel a little bad. And then she has a picture with Flapjack, and she's like, oh, I'll hold on to this for Hunter. Maybe I'll cheer him up. I'll hold on to this. Again, Willow is feeling she's missing her dad's too, but she's not letting anyone get close. Bellos is making his way into the collector's castle. He's going around, and I do think this is hilarious, where all the puppet people are at. And then Amity's mom's like, oh no.
Me?
No.
And he looks at her. He's like, I don't want your dumb ass. And goes into rain. See that? Freaking, he ain't no simp. He doesn't even, what's the deal there? She's powerful. She has really powerful magic. Why did he choose to go into a puppet? Rain is extremely powerful, but so is she. But why choose him? Was it a sexist thing? Did he know that he was going to try to go in and trick the collector? It's so weird. How do you know? He's just so lucky that this works out in his favor, because he could have easily just because we saw how strong he was able to kill Bellos with just a flick of a pinky. So now he has like a body to be in. He's inside of Rain's body, who's also a puppet. So we got like so many layers of magic going on here. I thought it was hilarious that he's just skipped right over. I don't need that. Get it? He's like, out my way. They're trying to figure out the, so I guess in Luce's memory, she remembers that giant teleport spell that would take him straight to the head of the Titan. She's like, oh, you can just kind of dig around in my memories, and when we find it, we find it. That's what why they went to that stupid little photo room. They finally find it, but why is the picture in third person? Wouldn't it be from Luce's eyes? Like, wouldn't it be a first person view? You know what I'm saying? Like, what sense does that make? Your memories aren't in like a video game where you can switch the perspectives. Like, it's in third person. It's so weird. Willow's like, hey, check this out, Hunter. I found this picture of you and, Flapjack. We all miss him a ton. Kind of sad. He's like, I don't know how to feel about any of this. And then they feel like they made things worse. Then Willow's like, I'm so sorry. She runs off because she cares for Hunter. And she's trying to cheer him up, and it's just weird. It's hard. So she feels like she failed, and I can't fail. I got to keep everyone together. She takes off. Then Willow's out of the room. Gus is going to follow after her. We can see that as she's walking, like all these vines are coming up, the vines from the ground. And that's like being strangled by you wanting to help everyone, you not wanting to fail, and it's actually strangling you. Again, it's a good lesson. It just doesn't belong at the second to last episode. So they take off. Willow runs into Basha, and Basha's like, oh, boo-hoo, look at you. Where are your friends now? You can't help them. My advice? She's like, Basha, right now, I can pimp slap anyone who's in my way. I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about your advice. Then she's like, oh, but you know what my advice was? Why don't you look behind you? And then she's like, what? Boom, sleeping gas, sleeping petals, whatever. They knock out everybody. Oh, that was Kikimora, this little red kid. Like, oh, I didn't realize it's Kikimora, and her little sister was that abomination machine she was in. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that because it's stupid and it doesn't matter. Like, I didn't care what happened to Kikimora. Like, that meant nothing to me. And I'm like, oh, there she is. And she wants to like rule the school and like create a new society. I'm like, oh, come on. You're such an idiot, Kikimora. You're going to rule over a bunch of children? What the hell? Get back to Rain, who is the emperor now. Gets into the bedroom with the collector. Was he trying to take over the collector's body? Did he think that would even work? Could that even work? Is his magic strong enough, or would the collector just like expel him out of his body? Like, could you even possibly do that? Because the emperor with that power, it's over. It's absolutely 100% over. But he tries to get in there. Boom, collector wakes up and wraps up. Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be alive, only when I want you to be. Oh, collector. See, I'm still under a spell. And he has like the little moon mark. It's like, what do you do walking around then? Well, my admiration and your love for me brought me to life. And sir, you're in deep danger. Kikimora storyline where I want to kick everyone's butt. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Basha's on Kikimora's side. And like, come on, Basha, are you really going to be on this person's side? Like, oh, I don't care. I lost my team. I'm going to just rule the way I want to. And it's like, oh, like you really think Kikimora is going to keep you around? Get a really boring fight. Like Camilla tries to do the ice shard spell thing and she draws it really crappy. I think there should be tremendous side effects for not doing these circles completely right. But anyway, it kind of helps a little bit. Basha goes to Amity and like corners her. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? It's like, oh, you, Amity. She like gets on her hands and knees and begs her to like be her friend again. I don't follow fandoms anymore. Like ever since My Little Pony, I could never follow a fandom because everyone's insane. Were the people saying this was gay? Like this is like lesbian? Like did they think that? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh God, Twitter must have went insane for this scene. Like, oh God, she loves her. What I saw in this scene was a young girl who lost all of her friends. Even like then when she was fighting, like two of them got turned into puppets. Amity left the group and now she's lonely. She has no team, no gang. And she's a leader with no lackeys. And she's like, come on, join the team again. It can just be you and me. We could be a gang of two. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to save my friends. And you're following Kikimora. I can't have any of that. But then they start, fighting again. It's just more of, she doesn't want to hurt her. She really just wants her to like be part of her team. But they were just doing kind of like, what do I want to call it? The old switcheroo. They've done that a couple times in the show, but it's really Bartholomew. And oh no, and they kind of beat her back, but they leave her there and like, we're not going to kill you or anything, but Basha, you got to know what you're doing is wrong. Get back to Hunter and Gus. They just woke up from their knockout gas. They're like, well, what happened? Where are we? Last thing I remember, I smelled those petals and now I'm over here. Turns, see vines everywhere. You get Gus is all wrapped up and then Willow's like, I can fix it. And she's freaking out. So her powers are out of control. So you have Luce. Remember when the show wasn't about the chosen one? Like there was a whole episode about being the chosen one stupid. You have 3 chosen ones. Willow has this insane power she can't control. Gus, same thing, an insane power he can't control. And then Luce, the chosen human that can do everything. It's a little ridiculous that all 3 of these characters have immense, insane powers with no explanation. So she can't control her stuff. It's going everywhere. Get back to the collector. It's like, yeah, your little buddy, he's planning to betray you. No way, King's my boy. We're besties. We're like this, son. And he's like, go ahead, check on him. He's talking to Ida. And they're like, oh, we got to stop the collector. And we got to capture him again. And then he's like, no way, we can't capture him. We can't do that to him. Then he's like, see, he still cares about me. Go ahead, keep listening. It's like, yeah, we can't capture him. We got to get rid of him, like kill him. He doesn't say the word kill, but he says we got to stop him for good. It's like, oh no, can't believe it. He's betraying me. How did he know that this conversation was happening? What if King was just taking a dump? What if he was somewhere else and just like walking around? Like, how did the Emperor know this was happening? I was just saying, like, he's just lucky beyond luck that all these things happen to work out in his favor. But he's like, okay, you need to get your kid, your boy ain't your boy no more. Thing that sucks is because right after that, he's like, I know he turned everyone into puppets and toys, but he's like a lost child. And me and him, I feel like we have a connection. We're both young creatures that are like immortal. We don't have families. I don't know my dad. I don't know what's going on with his family. He doesn't have anyone, and he seems lost. And I think I can help him if I just speak to him. I know I can get through to him. If the collector would have heard that part of it, maybe it would have helped. But he just heard the bad part, but not the freaking good part. And I do like the fact that he's like, oh, my little boy's growing up because he's thinking about this in a mature way. Get back to the fight with Kikimora again. It is what it is. It's not that great. I do like how Luce is talking with her mom because they got away. They're in the forest. Kikimora's walking around. Hey, you can't hide from me forever. But she's like, you're not going back to the human world. I know you want to stay here in the demon world. She's like, I know, Mom, but everything I do always F's up. I screw everything up. It doesn't matter. I don't have everything figured out. All I do is make freaking mistakes all the time. And she's like, come on, darling. I'm sorry. I know I wasn't the best mom. And I knew you were going to go through things and it was awkward for me and I made tons of mistakes. She goes down a list of like silly things parents do. I got in a Ponzi scheme. She's like, I made lots of mistakes too. But it doesn't mean you're not a good person. It doesn't mean you don't have a good heart because I know you, Miha, you have it in you. You for greatness, and I know I see it in you. You have a kind heart. You're a good person. This is the good stuff I'm talking about. I love this whole scene's great. I love it. I finally discovered, what I wanted, what I needed to be understood. I agree and I disagree. Here's Crimson's psychological eval. I truly believe that you have to accept you. Even if the whole world doesn't accept you, if you accept you, that's enough. It's hard to say when you're like a 14-year-old girl and you're going through all kinds of things. You want other people to understand you. But in the end, even with lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, no matter how close those relationships are, at the end of the day, you only have you in your head. When you lay down and put your head on the pillow and you look up at the ceiling, that person in your head is who you got to love, who you have to care about. And this seems like you need an external validation from other people to understand you to be happy. I don't know. It's nice. It's a bonus, but you have to understand you. You have to love you. I don't know. That's me, rant over. But it causes her little egg to open up and we don't get to see what it is. This little scene of Kikimora, look how crazy cool that looks. Like she's like, yeah, we're gonna get you. Like it's like very scary. Like let's start playing. Very cool. I absolutely love this. This should be like on a t-shirt. That's freaking creepy. I love it. But she's able to it's like a big ball of energy. So we can't see what it is. Like all lame. Hunter is being like all covered in the vines. He's like, you gotta help me out here. And she keeps screwing up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix it. Hunter starts using magic. I'm like, how the hell is he using magic? Grimwalkers have no magic. But he's able to do like his little speed teleport thing, which I think is a super cool move. He saves Willow. He saves Gus. And, I do like, again, another good heart moment. It's like, you got to let it out. You got what's bothering you. Just say, it's like, I miss my dad's. She starts crying. You got to have that little breakdown. You got to have the little breakdown feeling before you can start. You got to be able to heal yourself before you can heal others. You got to be in a good place before you can bring other people to a good place. So she has her little cry. She, musters up, gets with her friends. Boom, she's ready to go again. But she needed that little quick, get it out. I'm actually sad. Now let's move on. And like, what's going on? How did you use magic? He's like, oh crap, I did use magic. And it was Flapjack. When little Flapjack died, he gave him magic. Oh my God, my little heart. I love that so much because it was like a gift. He gifted Hunter with something he will have his whole life. And every time he uses his magic for anything, that's like Flapjack, like give him a little hug. I love it. Oh my God, I love it so much. It's one of those like cheesy ass things that I just cannot get enough of. I absolutely love it. But man, Kikimora like blows a giant hole in the forest like a freaking Kamehameha. But they're like, okay, we're ready to go. We can fight now. So they're going to fight Kikimora like on even toe now. everyone's like gained up on her. Even Bosch is like, okay, I'm helping out. I'm like, okay, good. She turned to the good side. They kind of beat Kiki more. They make the big circle teleport thing, and like everyone knows exactly how to draw it. I could probably look at that little glyph for like 5 days and I wouldn't be able to draw it. It's very intricate. And I'm assuming that if you're off by a millimeter, it won't work. Like in my mind, I'm thinking it needs to be perfected, but they're able to just draw it in the sand and everyone can just do it. I don't know. They're able to get it off and everything, and they get teleported, and then they're like, oh, wow, your Palsman hatched. What is it? And then everyone names off a bunch of stuff. Again, a nod to like the fandoms, like, oh, all the fandom guessing. I thought it was going to be a snake because they kept focusing on snakes, this little story in which a little girl, the little snake skin. And in the most unbelievable, I can't believe how lazy and stupid this is. When you ask a little kid, oh, I want you to make up a hero. What's your powers? I have all the powers. She has a snake that can transform into anything. So she has everything. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's so stupid. Someone tried to tell me, oh, it's like her personality. She can choose her own path. Isn't that true for every character in the show? Can't they all choose their own path? So why don't they all get shape-shifting snakes? If this shapeshifter thing was in other episodes, like we'd never seen this creature ever, right? Am I wrong? In the comments below, tell me, what episode did they ever mention any type of shape-shifting animal of any kind? I can't remember, but somehow Luce knows what this thing is, and so she can get everything. Chosen One, I just can't believe they go back to this Chosen One trope stuff for everything. Oh my God, I can't stand it. But this right here, I absolutely love, and I'll explain why I love it. You know, Hunter and everything is like this. You know what? You know, thanks, Hunter, talking to me right there, because I care a lot about you too. And they like touch little pinkies and they hold hands. It's so sweet. This is why I love this ship. And like, oh, you love this ship, but you don't love Lumity. I don't hate Lumity. I just thought it happened in a weird way. What's the difference between that relationship and this relationship? This one was slow and was kind and it was sweet. And it's more like, oh, I kind of like you. Oh, you like me. Oh, okay. And they kind of touch hands. With Lumity, they hated each other. Then they kind of became friends. And then Amity got super horny for Luce. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, she's so pretty. I want to go out with her. No, she was like having horny dreams about her. And like, oh God, I got to go. I can't look at her and her face gets all red. Like she's like getting activated. None of that with these two. It's kind, it's sweet, and that's the way I like my story relationships. It needs to be this kind of sweetness to it. And Willow's a really sweet girl, and she deserves to have a nice guy who's kind of bashful, but he's also strong and brave, but they're able to kind of match with each other a lot. This matchup I like a lot because Hunter needs someone he knows. His friends care about him, but then this is a different kind of care about you, and I love it. And I love the whole going from pinkies to hand holding. It's super sweet. I love it. It's great. I slow, kind, and sweet. So much better than, oh my God, I'm so horny for this person. That doesn't appeal to me. I just think that's just crazy. They're there now, and they're gonna kind of go after the Collector in the next episode, I guess. Collector sees this all. Oh, I think I'm ready to play a different game. So I don't know what he's gonna do. He has another worm tongue in his ear. I don't know. I do like these little ending credits. Like really, really cool. But yeah, what a bad episode. I skipped a lot of the stuff that happened in the school because it doesn't make any sense, and who gives a flying crap? It doesn't mean anything. The Willow being sad and then like getting cheered up, Basha being sad for different reasons. Like, oh, those things could have been their own, like, take that out. And if that's all we get on the Collector, boo. Give me story, give me world building. I don't want, oh, people are eating paper clips because that's what humans eat. Don't need that. That's stupid. I don't need stories about how, the kindergartners are taking over the second floor and the fifth graders are at war with the third graders. No one cares. Nobody cares. Stop telling me this stupid story. Tell me the cool story. Where do these collectors come from? Are they supposed to be an omnipotent being, but this one went rogue? Was he abandoned? Did they all die? Did they ascend to another plane and he got left behind? That's so much more interesting than that other stuff. Unmotivated for the last episode. For those who know me, I'm really slow on these things, but I went from episode 1 to episode 2 pretty quick for me, because that episode 1 was really good. I really liked it. This episode sucked, and it makes me I lose interest, and it makes me apathetic to know what's going to happen next. But last episode, I heard people like it. I've seen screenshots, but everything's out of context because I don't look into the actual spoilers. But yeah, I'm going to get it done probably next week. But thanks for watching, guys. Again, commenting, sharing, doing all that stuff. Watch the TikTok videos, watch the YouTube shorts. All that stuff helps. Little comments, even like a thumbs up. All that kind of stuff helps me out a ton. Helps me keep me motivated. Helps the videos getting spread around. I can't get over 3,700 subs. It goes up 5 subs, goes down 6 subs, goes up 10 subs, goes down 11 subs. I can't break the 4,000 barrier. I kind of would like to do that, but you know, it's all up to you guys, and I'll keep making my content. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you all. See you on the next one.
You mean a lot to me too.
Cool. Happy to help.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.